welcome back once again, class, and welcome to yet another in our series of Rivals 101s. I have already actually taken the liberty of, for once, planning out our next couple of 101 classes, so we should be relatively good for the next couple of lessons. So, with that said, this time we are actually jumping right into a Vanguard character, in this case, Venom.
Come, let us suck the marrow from their bones, like lambs to the slaughter.
So, Venom is a beefy character who has two modes of attacks, one of which I recommend more than the other. His basic melee attack is by doing this. Whereas his more common melee attack by hitting the triggers, this was me pushing the right stick in to do this. His regular attack via the right R2 is this. Where
Power hood, too little skill.
he will use his tentacles to attack a target for multiple hits. About four times an attack, if I believe correctly. Now, his other skills. His R1 skill is very similar to Spider-Man in that it is a web swing ability. He can swing around for a very short period and use that to dive bomb and get into enemies. And that's what L1 does.
Too much power hood, too
It's
little
very
skill.
good for quickly getting out of a scrape, and also, sorry, held that button too long,
Double KO!
diving in.
We're a hero, like lambs to the slaughter.
His R1 ability
Protect it now.
gives him an overshield of health
Too much
over his already,
too little skill.
over his regular health pool.
Time to
Yeah, you can see the purple that then goes away. Doing that is more so recommended when you're low on health, because the lower on health you are, the more bonus health that gives you. So that's really one of those activate it when you're lower on health for better benefits. Now, his L2 is actually really helpful. What it does is
too little
Venom will unleash more tendrils from his body, which will latch on to nearby enemies and deal...
to the slaughter.
It will deal continuous damage. And so any enemy he attacks while that's happening will take more damage than they normally would while this ability is active. Very good for if Venom is in the middle of enemies and can't attack all of them. Can't attack multiple ones at the same time. So you're going to want to both be wary of that and also to, utilize that to its full advantage, which means you're going to be activating it more often than not because he doesn't do overly much damage by itself. I'll demonstrate the difference here. So this is normal damage. And this is how fast the health bar goes when you activate that.
Too much power, Hood. Too little skill.
And I just thought of something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and allow this robot to attack me for a little bit. So that I can get into the danger state. So that when I do this, you'll see it actually gives you much more bonus health that then turns into regular health and heals him. So that is actually something you're going to want to keep good track of doing, because the lower on health you are, the more that effect is going to be able to do for you. Now, we have his...
Fresh meat.
We have, I think that'll be best demonstrated here, his ultimate ability, where Venom will attempt to bite any enemies in his range. Like so. And you can see that will affect multiple enemies at once. And will do actually pretty good damage. And will even do most of the way to defeating an enemy on a solo enemy as well. Though you do want to try and get as many enemies as you can, which is why I went in between those two. Venom is obviously meant to be played as a close-up character who constantly, you know, does this to... uses his two big abilities here to augment his damage. And, you know, to keep himself alive. He's a tank in the sense that he's going to use this to get in. Keep doing that. Then he's gonna pop this, and, you know, when he's lower on health, pop this so that he will heal a good portion of health back. And in that way, he will keep himself alive and be of more use to his team. And in these ways, that is, you know, basically the start on how best you're going to use Venom's skill set, just as a basic overview of it. I believe that is going to call it for this lesson on Venom. And the next time we meet, I will see you for an overview of this enemy actually right here, the Hood. With that said, thank you so much for attending this class. This has been Miss Varieta with yet another Marvel Rivals 101. Thank you so much for attending, and I will see you in the next video. Class dismissed.